Hey everyone, it's Ross, aka Wedding Sarbian, and today I'm going to tell you why you're not losing weight. So basically, I've got my whiteboard here, and on this whiteboard I've wrote what a typical diet looks like for someone and why it stops them from losing weight. So basically, the average woman would maintain their weight on 2,000 calories, and if you times that by 7, it gives you a weekly total of 1,400 calories. 1,400? 14,000. For a theoretical £1 of weight loss per week, you would want to be in a calorie deficit of 3,500, and you can accumulate that 3,500 by eating 1,500 calories a day throughout the week, and that would give you a total of 10,500. This is what most people's week looks like when they diet. They do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday pretty well, they're on the diet. Friday they have a bit of a treat, and then the weekend they just have a lot of treats. And this adds up to the same amount of calories as weight maintenance. So you've got the perception that you're on a weight loss diet because keep getting hair in my mouth, because you were good on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. So you perceive that you're on a weight loss diet, and you also perceive that your weekend wasn't that bad. And it really doesn't have to be that bad to get up to 3,000 calories or 2,000 on the Friday night. So say like your Friday, basically your breakfast and your lunch is exactly the same, but because it's Friday, someone brings in treats to work, you have a few biscuits or a donut or whatever. Then you get home, you have a couple glasses of wine, and maybe your dinner is a bit more indulgent. It's probably way more than 2,000. These are conservative estimates. Now, come Saturday and Sunday, you end up having a more indulgent breakfast than you normally would because it's the weekend. You go out for lunch, not at the moment because of coronavirus or whatever. Maybe at the moment because of coronavirus, you end up having like a film weekend and you have a bunch of snacks or whatever. And then for dinner, on the Sunday, you have a massive roast followed by dessert. And on Saturday night, you end up having a takeaway pizza or something like that. It's so easy to get up to 3,000 that this is genuinely conservative estimates. So it's so easy to go from thinking you should be losing a pound a week to messing it up just on your Friday, Saturday and Sunday, even if you're not being that bad. So you end up in this week having the same total of calories over the course of the week that you would have if you just ate 2,000 calories a day. So that's why you're not losing weight, but what can we do about it? Now, obviously we could aim for more consistency and get these both down to 1,500, but I live in the real world and I know that ain't gonna happen. What we can do is we can start to do things on the weekend that lower our calorie intake without lowering your enjoyment of life. So for example, if you're someone who loves alcohol, which is the majority of my clients, then instead of knocking back the more calorie dense alcohols like beer and wine, then you could, or cider, you could change that for something lower calorie, like a spirit with a low calorie mixer. So that could be a gin and slimline tonic, it could be a rum and diet coke, anything like that. As long as it's bringing your overall calorie intake down, it's going to happen, and it's going to help. And as well as that, we could look at, instead of having like a fully indulgent breakfast, lunch and dinner, maybe we end up skipping breakfast, or we just have something more sensible. We have like a light lunch, and then you still have your takeaway and you still have your Sunday roast, but because of that, these numbers start to come down. But say that isn't enough, or you just don't want to change your weekend. Look at this. We can start doing something like the 5-2 diet. So if you've heard of the 5-2 diet, essentially it's just 2 really low calorie days. So if we go for 800 calories on these days, then across those 2 days we found 1,400 calories. So this number then becomes, oh my god, I'm going to show how bad my math is now. Oh, I'm pretty sure that's correct. We're down to 12,600. So even though we've not got the pound of weight loss, we can start losing half a pound a week just by having these 2 days here, and everything else has stayed the same. Now, say Friday stays the same, but you manage to get your weekends down to 2,500 calories. Now we're down to 11,600, and we're actually not far off the number for £1 of weight loss per week. Now, what if you don't want to go that low calorie per day? Then what we could do, maybe you're more consistent on your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and you have 1,200 calories a day instead of 1,500 calories a day, and then you create a 12,000 calorie deficit that way, which would take you to 12,800, and the outcome's more or less the same. So that's why you're not losing weight, but there's also a bunch of things you can do that won't ruin your life. Like, you don't have to be consistent Monday to Sunday in what you do every single day, but you need some level of consistent calorie restriction to lose weight. Weight loss and weight gain is just an accumulation of calories over time. It's basically like your bank balance. If you earn more than you spend, you will gain money. If you spend more than you earn, you will lose money, and it doesn't matter how and when you accumulate those losses and gains, it's the net balance over time that matters. And you essentially right now are your net balance of calories in v calories out, and you need to find something that consistently puts your calories where they need to be for the results that you want. So instead of looking at as daily totals and thinking you're on a diet but ignoring your Friday, Saturday and Sunday, you need to think about how it adds up over the course of the week, how it adds up over the course of more weeks that lead into months, and then how that adds up over the course of a year, and so on and so forth. So, and you could even do this on a bigger scale as well, depending on your personality. If you're someone who thrives on consistency, then you would probably want to take a more sensible approach, slower approach that's more consistent. But again, watch this. What if, like, you hit it hard, you're someone who is better off at doing this 800 here and here because you could just go hard and fast and be a bit less consistent like that, but it helps you stick to things. What if we look at this on over the course of a year? Maybe you actually have periods where you hit weight loss harder because you're better at focusing on it, and then you back off and you maintain, as opposed to feeling like you always have to be on a weight loss diet, because basically it's all about how we accumulate calorie balance over time. So if we look at things over the course of a year, do you always want to be on a consistent small weight loss deficit, or would you be better off hitting bigger weight loss during the course of like a month and then backing off for 2 months, and so on and so forth? There are a bunch of ways to hit your goals is basically the message I'm giving, and what suits your personality best is best. What is good for you adhering to it is good. Not everyone can adhere to the same thing. I, for example, I'm more someone who's better at hitting it hard, getting the results because I find it motivating, and then backing off quicker. Because basically the quicker you get to your result, the quicker you can get back to eating up maintenance. So you're not just a perennial dieter. But yeah, basically there are so many people who feel like they're forever on a weight loss diet but never do anything because they perceive that they're on a weight loss diet because of these 4 days, and then they just ignore this and they never get to where they want to be. But as I've said in the video, there's a bunch of stuff that you can do that won't ruin your life, that will keep you pretty sociable, that will keep the food that you enjoy in your diet, that will lead to you having the calorie deficit needed for weight loss. So that's pretty much it. If you like this video, let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe, because I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can get paid. Honestly, it's the best policy, right? All right, cheers.